Uh-huh.
Yeah, recording has been started, sir.
Okay. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Today, we have assembled here to have a webinar, quick webinar on for introduction to good manufacturing practices. Let me give my introduction. I am Dr. Nishod Saxena, and I have started this Pharma Knowledge Center to help the students like you, those who have completed or those who are studying B.Pharm, M.Pharm, BSc, MSc, B.Tech, M.Tech, or doing their professional degree like BDS, BHMS, BAMS, and any paramedical. And I have been working for all MNCs for pharmaceutical and biopharmaceutical industries like Dr. Reddy's Lab and Dr. Intas, Zydus, 5 years. Today we will be having a introduction to good manufacturing practices. Once I will start my session, I will give you a brief background why we have organized this session for you, because you all are either MSc or B.Pharm, M.Pharm. So let us start our session. Anybody is having any question, they can write their questions in the chat box in between, or they can raise your hand. You can raise your hand and we can have the question answers. And at the end of the workshop, we will again have the question answers. So I will start with the PPTs.
So I hope everybody is able to see the presentation screen. If it is visible, then please give some reaction. Okay, thank you, Tarif. And rest of the people? Okay.
In between, you have to give the reactions on either chat box because it will be a two-way interactive session so that you can maximize your knowledge and experience. So today's topic is introduction of good manufacturing practices. Before starting this webinar, I request all the participants, please write down your degree in the chat box and with subject. Please write down your degree in the with the subject in the chat box. This will give an idea about the audience.
मैं पेन है तेरी पर्स में देना माँ पेन है क्या
Please write down your degree with subject in the chat box so that we can have an idea. Masters in pharmaceutics, yes, very good. Please quickly, we are running short of time. M.Pharm, Drug Regulatory Affairs. And please, some people are from biotechnology also. Please write down in the chat box. B.Tech Biotechnology, and I hope you all have completed your degrees. If yes, please write Y. If not, please write N. If you all have completed your degree. BSc Biotechnology, MSc Microbiology, yes, very good. Tarif, you have not completed, so I think you are in the final semester. Tarif, are you in final semester? Okay. So either in the final semester or you have completed your degree. So my first question is, first question is that you people have already completed your degree or you are in a final semester. So what is your plan, next plan? What is your next plan? Those who have completed degree are in the final semester. Those who are Tarif is in final semester, so he will also get the degree within 2 or 3 months time. What is your next plan? Please type in your answer on the chat box, because it will be a two-way webinar, so that you can get what is your next plan. Are you looking for a higher degree, or you want to sit in the home after completing, looking for a regulatory affair job? Yes. Anybody else, please write down what is your plan, next plan. You have completed your degrees, or in the final semester you are going to get your degrees in next 2 months or 3 months time. Are you people thinking to sit in the home after completing your master's degree? I want to get job in clinical field, especially as CRA, Clinical Data Management, Regulatory Affairs. Very good, yes. Others, please type in what is your plan, next plan. If you have completed, what are you doing? Or if you are completing in next 2 months time, what is your plan? Please type in. This is, you people must be looking for a job. Otherwise, you would not have attended this webinar. Are you looking for a job? Please type Y if yes. Are everybody versed with the chat box? Is everybody is comfortable using chat box? Why you people? Yes, yes. I am in first year of master, so we'll prepare for drug inspector. Okay. And then somebody has right, yes. So most of the people are looking for a job. So where are you looking for a job? Like somebody is looking regulatory affairs, somebody is looking CRA, clinical data management, regulatory affairs. The one person is writing drug inspector, and one person is yes. So from your answers, what I feel, you are looking for a job in pharmaceutical industry, or those who are in biotechnology, they are looking for a job in biopharma industry. If yes, please write Y. Quickly, write Y. If yes, please write Y. You are looking for a job, and job in a pharma or biopharma industry. Please type in yes or no. Everybody, please, everybody is listening me? Your response is very important, because I am going to give a lot of insight in your career. Though this webinar is on good manufacturing practices, and you people have paid it, you should get maximum out of this webinar. I am trying in clinical industry. Okay. So you people have done your master's MPharm degrees or biotechnology degree, and most of the people are looking for a clinical industry, and you people have you people are attending a webinar on good manufacturing practices. Do you know what is the difference? How you will get the job in clinical industry or in a pharmaceutical industry? How you are approaching to get a job? How you are approaching for getting a job? You must have appeared in the campus interview, or you may be sending your CV to your friends, relatives, or the pharmaceutical companies and waiting for a interview call. If you have decided to work in a pharmaceutical industry or biopharmaceutical industry, I will appreciate your selection, that you have done a degree in either in pharmacy or in a biotechnology or life sciences. And if you have decided to go into pharmaceutical industry or clinical research industry, most of the people have shown the interest in the clinical industry. I will say that this is the best thing you people have decided. Why? Let me give the example. Let me give some pictures. Everybody is in the lockdown since last 3 months and sitting at home. Entire world, no factory, whether it is the automobile industry or aeronautical industry, oil, gas industry, transport, any industry, textile industry, none of the industry is working during that lockdown period because of this COVID-19 pandemic. But you people have also seen that Indian pharmaceutical industry was continuously working to manufacture the required drugs. Required drugs, that is MCQ, hydroxychloroquine, azithromycin, paracetamol, to supply entire world. That means Indian pharmaceutical industry was the only industry which was working during this pandemic. Now let me give some statistics about and the position about the pharmaceutical industry in India. The pharmaceutical industry in India is number 3 in terms of volumes. Volumes means quantity. The quantity of drugs we manufacture for the world, we stand number 3. And India stands number 10th in terms of value because we manufacture the medicines at a very cheap cost for the world. And during the pandemic, our pharmaceutical industry was continuously working and manufacturing the drug. Let us see some statistics also. How many pharmaceutical industries are there in India? Anybody can give some answer? Quickly. How many industries you feel are there or units are there in India? 100, 200, 1,000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 5 lakh, whatever number you feel. Because you people have completed your degree, especially masters, and that is also in pharmacy or biotechnology. So you all are related to pharma and biopharma industry. Pharma and biopharma industry. So somebody has given 9,000 plus, 10,000 plus. Okay, write down quickly. You should be very smart. You are looking for a job in pharmaceutical industry, which is the best industry in the world. More than 2,000. Anybody else? Please write down the number. Please write down the number. Let me give the correct number. We are in India having 9,500 plus pharmaceutical industry. Small, medium, and large, including the MNCs. Small, medium, large, including MNCs. 9,500 plus industries are located in India, and these 9,500 plus industries were working day and night to manufacture the desired drugs to supply entire world. That means your selection of getting a job in pharmaceutical or biopharmaceutical industry is a right choice. But you people have no answer that how you will get a job. You must be trying in the campus, you must be sending your CVs. Right? Some maybe have attended the interviews also. So let us go ahead very briefly. How is the interview process? What is the interview process in pharmaceutical industry? You write a CV. And how you write a CV? Your name, your mail ID, your phone number, your contact address, your father's name, and then you make a table. In table, you write your educational background, your 10th standard, 12th standard, BSc or graduation and post-graduation. In table, you write your degree, your subject, your college, your university name and grades. And below that, you write your objectives. You want to work in an environment where you can learn. And below that, you write your date and time and sign it and send it to HR. The day you go to the interview, HR takes hardly 6 seconds time to read your CV. And then he will be asking you 3 questions. First question is, tell me about yourself. Second question is, tell me about your family background. And third question is, what do you want to do? What are your future goals? The first question is very easy. You tell your name. Second question is also very easy. You tell about your family. Where do you belong to? Where is your father? What is your father? What is your mother? What is your siblings? And third question, you answer that you want to work in a pharmaceutical or biopharmaceutical industry. The HR person is very happy from your answer that you have acquired a degree in pharma and biopharmacy or life sciences, and you are willing to work in a pharmaceutical or biopharmaceutical degree. Then he asks you next question, what do you want to do in pharmaceutical industry? Then your answer is, sir, QC, QA, R&D, manufacturing. I want to work in R&D, QC, QA and manufacturing. Write why if I am correct. Quickly. Write why if I am correct. Your answer is, sir, I want to work in R&D, QA, QC and manufacturing. Please type in if I am correct. If I am not correct, please answer only yes and no. I am giving your answers. If HR is asking you, what do you want to do in pharma and biopharma industry? Your answer is, sir, I want to work in R&D, QC, QA and manufacturing. He is very happy again. And then his next question is, what do you want to do in manufacturing, QC, QA and R&D? What do you want to do in manufacturing, QC, QA and R&D? And your answer is, sir, I can do anything and learn. कुछ भी कर लेंगे सर और सीख लेंगे. I can do anything and learn. If my answer is correct, please type Y. If not correct, type N. The question is, what do you want to do in R&D, QC, QA and manufacturing? Your answer is, sir, I can work, I can learn and I can work. So what you have learned in last 17 years, 18 years, when your answer is, sir, I can learn and I can work, कुछ भी कर लेंगे सर, सीख जाएंगे, सीखने को मिलेगा. What you have learned in last 18 years, you have acquired a degree, master's degree in pharmacy and biotechnology or graduation degree. And when you give this answer, you are the most appropriate candidate for them. He is very happy that you have given answer, sir, कुछ भी कर लेंगे, सीख जाएंगे. After 18 years, your mother, father and teachers has put on a lot of hard work, dedication towards you. And you people are answering, sir, कुछ भी कर लेंगे, सीख जाएंगे. And HR is also very happy. And his response is very good. We will give a offer letter, and we will pay you 8,000 to 10,000 rupees per month for 1 year. And based on your performance in 1 year, we will confirm you. This is what happening. That is why I have arranged this webinar, so that I can help you people. 18 years your parents and your teachers has worked like anything. कि मेरे बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं और एक ही चाहत थी उनको कि मेरा बेटा या बेटी मेरे से बड़ा होकर के बड़ा बने, और कुछ नहीं चाहिए था उनको. And you people have surrendered against the HR's last question. सर कुछ भी कर लेंगे, सीख जाएंगे. Your parents has provided you best of the school, best of the coachings, best of the teachers. They were sitting whole night with you when you are studying, in an anticipation that मेरा बेटा या बेटी बड़ा होकर के मुझसे भी बड़ा बनेगा. 18 years, just imagine where you people have landed. Okay, no issues. Don't worry. I am here. That is why I have organized this workshop. On good manufacturing practices. Now I have one question. Listen very carefully. You people must have gone to colleges. Those who have completed, they also, and those who are in the final semester, they also go to the college every day, morning 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Whole day you have classes, you have some examinations, you have some practicals. And in the evening, when you return back from your college, you are tired, you are hungry, you are thirsty. Tell me, how many of you come to the home and without removing your shoes and chappal and your bag, directly, without cleaning your hands, directly enter into your kitchen and take some food and start eating, and take some water and start drinking? Right? Y or N? Please respond to my questions. No, yes. Right? Please, you people, not too many people are there. I can follow. I do workshop like this only. No. No. Why no? Why no? I will tell you why no. When you reach to a home from outside, every home, I have seen every home in the world, you have to remove your shoes and chappals. You have to keep your bag at a designated place. Go to washroom, clean your hands and feet. Some homes, you have to change your clothes also. And then you ask your mama, mama bhook lagi hai, kuch khane pine ke liye de do. Or you are allowed to enter into your kitchen. Why this system? Why this system? You have a system of entering into your kitchen at home. What is manufactured in kitchen? What is manufactured in kitchen? Please write on the chat box. I follow chat box. Food. Yes, everybody. I am expecting answers from everybody. Food. Please write. To maintain hygiene. Yes. What is manufactured in kitchen? I am asking, my question is very clear. What is manufactured in kitchen? It is food and water. When there is a system and every day you have to follow it, everybody has to follow it home, that if you want to enter into a kitchen, you have to clean your hand, feet, face, neat and clean your clothes, and then only you can enter. And what is manufactured in pharmaceutical industry? My next question. What is manufactured in pharmaceutical industry? Please type in. Please type in your chat box. What is manufactured in pharmaceutical industry? My dear friends, what is manufactured in the pharmaceutical industry? Yes, tablet, capsule, liquid or doses. Tablet, capsule, medicines. Yes, you are correct. Medicines. Medicines are more important than food. because after taking medicine, no patient should die. So in our kitchen where the food is manufactured, we have a practice. Just imagine what kind of practices are followed when the medicines are manufactured. And they all are called what? Good manufacturing practices. Whether it is a kitchen or a pharmaceutical industry. That is why entire pharmaceutical and biopharmaceutical industry is dependent on good manufacturing practices. What are these practices? I have given one example. And the same thing is followed in pharmaceutical industry. Let me give another example so that you are clear about what is good manufacturing practices. Then I will go through all other practices followed. How many type of water you are using at your home? Please type in the chat box. Then only you will be enjoying my webinar and you will learn and you will prepare yourself. How many type of water we use in our home? Please type in number. 3 type. I don't know third type. 4 type. 2 type. Yes, there are 2 type of water we use at home. One is our tap water, which we use for cleaning purpose, whether utensils or the floors. And the other is our RO water or AquaGuard water, which we use for drinking purpose or cooking purpose. Now let us take an example. For some reason, you have gone to doctor and that RO water or AquaGuard water you carry with yourself everywhere. Whether you are going to college or you are going to see a movie or you are going to market to purchase something or even you are going to meet your friends also. You carry your water bottle along with you because this is a drinking water from home, which is a RO water. Suppose you are going to a doctor for some reason and doctor is asking you that he has to give you an injection. Will you offer your water bottle to doctor that doctor please use this water to give me injection? How many of you will offer your water bottle to doctor, doctor use this water to give me injection because I am drinking this water? Please write yes or no. How many of you will offer doctor your water bottle to give you injection? No. Why? You are drinking, your entire family is drinking that water. That water is used for cooking the food. And you are not ready to share or give to doctor, doctor give me injection from this water. You are drinking day in, day out. The way you are using 2 kind of water at home. In pharmaceutical industry, how many types of waters are used? Anybody is having any idea? How many types of waters are used in pharmaceutical industry? There are 4 kind of waters. One is again the raw water, which is coming from the underground water or the river water or municipal corporation water, which is used for the gardening purpose. That raw water is purified again through RO process. That is called RO water. And that is not used. That is not used at all in the pharmaceutical industry. Neither for gardening nor for any cleaning or nothing. Then again RO water is purified to a higher level of purity, which is called PW, purified water. That purified water is used for the purpose of cleaning of equipments and utensils used in the pharmaceutical industry. And then purified water again purified to a highest level, that is called WFI, water for injection. That highest level purity water is used to manufacture the drugs. And final cleaning of manufacturing and testing equipment. First, equipments are cleaned by purified water. Once they are cleaned with purified water, final cleaning is done by WFI. And that WFI, when sterilized and filled in the vials, used for giving the injections. And this all falls under the good manufacturing practices. Now imagine, most of you are postgraduate in pharmacy and life sciences, biotechnology. You people have obtained your degrees, or you may get the degree within next 2 months' time, and wanted to work in pharmaceutical industry and appearing in the interview. And questions are asked, tell me about yourself, your family background, and your future plan, which you have already written in your CV, which already mentioned in your CV. Then only you are asked these silly questions, instead of asking anything technical when you are going for an interview. Why? Because industry knows that you people have got only essential qualification. All degrees, whether it is BSc, MSc, BTech, MTech, BPharm, MPharm, or even PhD, they all are considered essential qualifications. You must have seen the advertisement for various vacancies. There is a column in bold, essential qualification, degree in science. That does not come along with your offer letter. How many of you get offer letter along with your degree from your university and college? No, because they are only essential qualifications. You have not acquired your driving license. Suppose you want to become a pilot. The essential qualification is a graduation degree. That is a platform, that is a ticket that you are having essential qualification. But if you want to become a pilot, what you need is skills of flying a plane. Have you acquired the skills of working in a pharmaceutical or biopharmaceutical industry? And what are these skills? These skills are good manufacturing practices. How many good manufacturing practices you know are followed in pharmaceutical industry? We will see today during this webinar. I wanted to help you people. That is why I have organized this webinar. Have you acquired the skills of working in pharmaceutical industry? If you want to work in a bank as a probationary officer, there is a column written essential qualification, graduation degree, at least with minimum 55% of marks. And then if you qualify the examination, common examination for banking system, you will be sent to Manipur College of Engineering University in Mangaluru for 1 year to acquire the skills of banking and insurance sector. Without that, your job will not start. So just imagine you people have completed your degree and appearing in the interviews of pharmaceutical industry without having the skills acquired in good manufacturing practices. I have given example that these good manufacturing practices you are following at your home also. When we are very young, our mom used to tell us how to cook the roti, how to cook the dal, how to cook the chawal, how to cook the sabji. Every skill we have learnt at home. The same way in pharma and biopharma industry, anything is done is good manufacturing practices. It includes, if you are reaching to a gate of pharmaceutical industry, security gate, your good manufacturing practices will start. How to enter into an industry, how to degown your clothes, street clothes, how to gown the company clothes, how to enter into a room, how to record your attendance, how to test a sample, how to manufacture a product, how to receive a raw material, from where you have to receive every small thing is considered as a good manufacturing practices. And in pharmaceutical and biopharmaceutical industry, if somebody is violating the good manufacturing practices, he may be terminated also, because one error can lead to the death of thousands of patients. That is why if you want to enter into, work into, build a career into pharma and biopharma industry, you have to acquire the skill set of good manufacturing practices. This is what the background of today's webinar. Now I will give you an introduction of what are the good manufacturing practices to you. Participate and have fun. You have to participate and you have to question me. Then only you will be able to get something out of today's 1 hour. Good manufacturing practices. We have seen the name R&D, QC, QA manufacturing. So in pharmaceutical industry, making and implementation and documentation of good manufacturing practices is the responsibility of quality assurance department. Warehouse or SCM, which we call SCM, the responsibility is procurement, storage and dispensing of raw materials and finished products. Manufacturing department's role is manufacture the products. QC department, quality controls department, is testing the raw materials, intermediates and in process and finished product. R&D's role is development of product, process and analytical methods. But the role of quality assurance is preparing, implementing, training and documenting the good manufacturing practices for pharmaceutical and biopharmaceutical industry, and continuous monitoring. Everybody is following the practices which are implemented. Now let us see further. So you got the idea about the various roles of departments for which you want to work in pharmaceutical industry. Now, when quality assurance department, they design a good manufacturing practices, quality management system, they have to plan the implementation. That's what I told you. Quality assurance role is prepare, implement, and monitor and document the quality system, good manufacturing practices for each and every department. So how it is implemented? There is a quality management system, a part of good manufacturing practices. Whether it is a warehouse, whether it is a manufacturing, it is a QC, or it is a even QA. Then a quality manual. What is quality manual? We will see in coming slides. Quality manual is key. First we design a quality management system, then we have to document it. Ki what is my system? That is included in quality manual. Ki what are the systems we have to follow inside the organization. Next is, we need to develop, every manufacturing company, pharma and biopharma, they have a quality policy. What are my quality policies? If you will enter into a pharmaceutical industry, first thing you will see is the quality policy displayed, which is signed by the managing director of the company. Every manufacturing company is having a quality policy. Let me give the example of quality policy, so that it is easy for you that how the policies are written and implemented. I have seen one of the company, because quality policy is from top management and it is signed by the managing director. He has made a quality policy that if I can use medicine manufactured in my company and I am ready to give that medicine to my child. That is his quality policy. He is so much of confidence about the quality of his product that he can give that medicine to his child. This kind of policies are made by the management for the quality, safety, efficacy of the medicines. My customer should be satisfied. My medicine cost is affordable. These are the policies, and they are displayed everywhere in the organization so that every employee should know what are the quality policies of the organization and they have to follow that quality policy. Then quality objectives. What are the quality objectives? My medicine is safe, my medicine is efficacious, my medicine is cost effective to the consumers. These are the objectives. And these policies and objectives and quality systems, they all are written in where? 1 minute, let me have this one. In your quality manual. That is why the first document in any pharmaceutical industry is quality manual. Now let us move on. And then comes quality management review. you have made the quality management system. That system is written, you have prepared the quality policy with an objective, and they are described in the manual and displayed across the organization. But there should be a periodical review that whether these policies and objectives are followed or not. That is called quality management review. This all I am telling is a part of good manufacturing practices. And then the communication, the most important part. We have a quality policy in place, but if it is not communicated, then how it will be implemented? So the communication in the pharma and biopharma industry is very important. We will see the details of communication. Okay, now let us move on. And the last one is continuous improvement. What does it mean? When we prepare a quality management system, policy is objective. And when we review it, we find there are certain gaps in our system. There are certain gaps in the system. And when we identify that gap, we correct these gaps. And that is called continuous improvement. These all are the part of quality implementation plan. And for what reason we are implementing this plan? To work under the good manufacturing practices. Now let us move to the next level. We have to see quality management. What is quality management? So quality management is what? Quality assurance department, and then good manufacturing practices and quality control. Because quality control has to test and ensure that the in-process raw material or final product are within the specifications. Now let us see, there are various kind of documents are prepared in the pharmaceutical industry to implement the quality management system, to achieve the good manufacturing practices. So there are apex high-level documents. What are these documents? First is quality manual. Second is site master file, which is also called SMF. The site master file describes the everything of your company. How big is the land? How big is the building? What are the departments? How many floors are there? How many rooms are there? What are the equipments are there? What are the licenses you have? Everything about the site is mentioned in the site master file. And this site master file is the most important document, because when you apply for a license of any country, the first document submitted is your site master file. It gives you layout of your entire plant, your water system, your HVAC system, every detail is mentioned in site master file. Then validation master plan. What is validation master plan? In pharmaceutical industry, nothing can be used until unless it is validated. What is the meaning of validation? What is the meaning of validation? Let me give a very simple example. When we start learning in the home, for example, let us say we are learning from our mother how to prepare a roti. So initially, mother will tell you have to use atta, how to make that wet atta, and then how to make a roti, and then how to cook a roti. So when we start making a roti, it is not round. First time we will try, it will be some different shape. Ultimately, we will reach to a level when we are able to make a perfectly round roti. Then what will we do? We will make one roti, we will make second roti, we will make third roti. And all the three times, if we are able to make completely round roti, it is called that preparation of roti is validated. So first time when you are able to make round roti, it is called by chance you are able to prepare a round roti. Second time also, if you are able to prepare the round roti, it is called by coincidence you are able to prepare a perfectly round roti. And third time, when you are able to prepare a perfectly round roti, it is confirmed that you are able to prepare round rotis. That means preparation of round roti is validated. So any activity in the pharmaceutical company or biopharmaceutical company, until unless it is 3 times, at least minimum 3 times reproduced exactly same, it is not validated. So every process and method, anything has to be repeated initially for 3 times to validate. So for entire factory, each and every process or method and whatever it is, product and anything, cleaning and everything, it has to be validated and it has to be planned in a VMP. This is called VMP, Validation Master Plan. Next is safety manual. Because we are dealing with chemicals and big equipments, there should be a safety manual for each and every risk associated inside the pharmaceutical industry. So these are called the Apex documents. Next is various quality systems are followed. Like you are following a system of removing shoes. That is one system. Keeping your bag at a appropriate place is another system. Going to washroom is a other system. Cleaning your hand is a other system. Cleaning your feet is other system. Changing your street clothes is another system. Wearing your casual wears is a different system. Entering into your kitchen is another system. So each and everything is a system that makes good manufacturing practices. Now let us see what are the good quality systems are followed. I have already discussed about the validation. So one system which calls validation of facility, equipments, methods, and processes. Before manufacturing a single tablet or capsule, your facility, equipment, methods, and processes should be validated. And I have explained the validation. Then change control. Any change in the organization, you cannot do on your own. Give me the simplest example. दीपावली या कोई त्योहार आता है, हमारा ईद का त्योहार आता है, तो what we all do at our home, साफ सफाई करते हैं, और जब साफ सफाई करते हैं तो घर के सभी मेंबर्स आपस में रहते हैं, एंड वी डिसाइड लेट अस चेंज द फर्नीचर कीपिंग स्ट्रक्चर. We will shift the fridge from one place to other place, dining table from one place to other place, our sitting chairs from one place to other place, to have some change or some comfort. Suppose you have changed the fridge from one place to other place and there is no power point. What we can do in our home, we call an electrician and fix a power point there and run our fridge at a new place. This is what we do in our home. But if you are working in a pharmaceutical or biopharmaceutical industry, you are not allowed to change the place of refrigerator or fix a new power point anywhere until unless you have followed a system of change control. Anything changing in the pharmaceutical industry, it has a system which is called change control management. There is a procedure to change anything. If your TV or a computer is gone out of order, you just take it to the technician and get it repaired. But this is not allowed in the pharmaceutical industry. If your computer in the lab is malfunctioning, first you have to go through a change control procedure. Justify it, what happened, why this change is required, what is the impact of this change, whether this is acceptable or not acceptable, what kind of risks are associated. And then if it is approved, then only you can do the change. So the other system is change control. Third one is deviation, OOS, OT, and investigation. Let us go through one by one. Deviation is what? Everything is a system which is documented. Every system is fixed. You have to do this way only. And suppose any of the written procedure is deviated, not followed, or violated. For example, in a lab, in a sample preparation procedure, it is written that take 1 ml and dilute with 99 ml. And one day, this is a standard validated procedure. Take 1 ml of sample and dilute it into 99 ml to have a 100-fold dilution. Because of any reason, some shortage of sample or any reason, you have taken 0.9 ml and diluted in 10 ml. That is also a 100-fold dilution. But you have deviated from the written procedure which is validated. You cannot do this thing and you have to file a deviation procedure and justify why you have done this thing, whether this is acceptable or not. If it is acceptable, then justifications. If it is not acceptable, then you have to have a corrective action for that, so that in future this should not happen. This is a deviation system. OOS. OOS means out of specification. Everything in the pharmaceutical industry is having a written procedure. Whether it is your raw material, in-process sample, your finished product, or your any of the manufacturing or analytical equipment or consumables. If anything in the organization is not as per written specification, whether by experiment or theoretically, it is considered as a, you have to do investigation for that out of specification result and justify, find out the root cause why this out of specification result has come, and that OOS should not happen. Now let us come to the OOT, out of trend. Suppose for trend 10 plus minus 2 degrees, you are getting the results 10 for plus minus 0.2 degrees, any plus minus 0.5 degree. That means your result is within the space 2 degrees, but your trend is 10 plus minus 0.2 degree. So that individual investigation, find out the root cause so that in future it should not come. And that is called investigation, is an OOT. Now let us move training. The most important part in the pharmacy, not trained, you cannot do anything. If you are not trained on remove the shoes, if you are not trained on gowning procedure, you cannot gown it. You have to be trained on manufacturing. If you are in analytical, you have to be trained on each and every method. So train without the organization. Documentation system. Whatever is written is not written, is not done. Every method, every procedure, every system, every written in a proper system. That is called documentation system. When we use our RO water in our home, we take AMC for our AquaGuard system. The engineer is changing whether they are bad or not. That is called maintenance and preventive maintenance. Each and every equipment should be preventively maintained at a periodic frequency. Next is stability testing. When you buy a drug from a pharmacy store, the first thing you check manufacturing date and expiry date. How to assign an expiry date? By doing the stability testing. Whether the product is stable at room temperature or not, and how long it is stable. Based on that, your stability testing, the expiry dates of medicines are finalized or decided. Quality control is a system where you test your any material in the pharmaceutical industry and ensure that material is within the specification. Internal quality audits and self-inspection. All the systems running in the organization, they have to be audited periodically by cross-functional teams so that you can identify, is there any gap in my system or somebody is violating any of the system. Batch control and product release. This is also a quality system. Every batch manufactured is recorded in a document. The document is called batch control record, batch manufacturing record. Before releasing for the market, that batch manufacturing record has to be reviewed for completeness, and then only product can be released. If the batch record is not reviewed or reviewed, batch will not go to market. Cleaning validation. Again validation. Anything you clean in the pharmaceutical industry, whatever procedure you have adopted to clean. Right now, let me give the example. अभी क्या करते हैं हम लोग, बाहर से आते हैं तो एक बहुत बड़ी रिक्वायरमेंट आ गई है, you have to clean your hands with soap with 20 seconds. What is this 20 seconds? This 20 seconds is a validation of cleaning of your hand, that in 20 seconds, if there is any virus, it will be killed. If it is less than 20 seconds, virus may not be killed 100%. So anything cleaned in the manufacturing of pharmaceutical, cleaning procedure has to be validated. When you are going out, use sanitizers, and that is to 70% alcohol. I am giving the live examples. Why 70%? Why not 100% or 60%? Because 70% alcohol kills all kind of microorganisms. This is called validation. So cleaning validation is a system. Then computer electronic system validation. Any computer or calculator used in the pharmaceutical industry, it has to be validated. Whether it is a hardware or a small software. That is why I am including calculator, where you are doing only sum, plus, minus, multiply and divide. It has to be validated. Media fill trials. What is media fill trials? When we use injections, before filling the product, the production line, complete filling line has to be validated that it will fill the desired quantity and quality of product in each and every vial. Kappa, if there is a deviation or a gap identified, you have to do a corrective action and preventive action. Corrective action means immediate correction, and preventive action means future में ऐसा deviation फिर से नहीं होना चाहिए, gap नहीं आना चाहिए. Product recalls. If your product has gone to the market and you find that there is a fault in your product, you have to recall the product from the market. So there is a procedure called recall of the product that has to be followed. Then complaint handling. When your product is going to the market, somebody will make a complaint. So how to handle a complaint coming from market is falling under quality system. Annual product review. You are making products day in, day night. You have to compile all batches of the product and see whether every batch is manufactured properly or not. In vendor qualification. Vendor qualification means you are procuring a lot of material from various suppliers or manufacturers, like raw materials, excipients, and packing materials. You cannot do कि you are going to market and बाजू वाले जो किराना की दुकान है वहां से शक्कर खरीद के ले आए. You have to fix the brand, quality, specification, packing style of each and every item you are procuring, and from which vendor you are procuring. You cannot procure from any vendor. You have to procure from your qualified vendors only. Then environment and water quality monitoring. I have given the example of water you are using at home. The same way, air and water of the pharma industry has to be monitored on daily basis. Risk analysis, I have mentioned when we are doing deviation. Anything you are doing in the pharmaceutical industry, you have to do risk analysis. What are the risks associated to the patients? If you are changing your place of refrigerator from one room to other room, you have to evaluate what is the risk to patient. Let us see some more. This is the process control. When you are manufacturing, what are the controls you have to have? So product quality control, if we see, they are divided into three parts. The first is control on raw material and packing material. That is why vendor qualification you have done and QC testing you have done. Second is you are manufacturing process controls. Some of the food you prepare in home, they are cooked at sim, slow fire. Similarly, for every process, there is a control in the manufacturing process, which are called process controls. And controls on drug substance and drug product means your active pharmaceutical ingredient and finished product, maybe tablet, capsule, injection, whatever it is. And process controls are divided into four parts. This process tests, operating conditions and parameter, how much temperature, pressure should be there. Environmental control means how the air, what quality air is required, and controls on intermediate. बीच बीच में जो प्रोडक्ट बनते हैं उसको intermediates बोलते हैं. You have to test them also. That these are called in-process controls. Now let us see quality management system. I have told you I will explain the different documentation. This is a pyramid, and I told you this is the quality policy, is the apex document. It comes under the top level. What we write in it, what is required in my organization. What are my quality philosophies? That is why they are called apex documents. Then from this policy, to implement these policies, you need procedures. They are second tier. How to control and implement, they are falling under SOPs and protocols. And for the procedures, you need supportive documents. Like, what is expected from this procedure? That means specification. What is expected? That is called supportive document. And where to record? When you are doing day-to-day activity, you have to record it. They are called forms. How to record? They are also called formats. So this is a documentation system, or you can call a quality management system pyramid followed in any pharma and biopharma organization. Now, most of the pharmaceutical industry, you will see the primary records are kept in paper and secondary records are kept in electronics as a backup. It defines the structure, the basic activities through which you plan the system and implement. Now let us move on. Communication, I told you communication. In pharmaceutical industry, you need to have internal communication between the different departments. If you will not communicate, your batches will not be manufactured, tested, and released. And second is external customers. Who are your external customers? Medical doctors and the patients. Your complaints are coming from medical doctors or the patients. That is a communication. Now, assessment and continuous improvement, most important part. I have said that when we work, we do some errors, we do some deviations. So what are the sources of continuous improvement? And for continuous improvement, what we implement? Corrective action and preventive action to improve our systems. So which are the sources for continuous improvement? Annual product review or OOTs, quality audits and self-inspections, all we have seen in the systems. Root cause analysis in OS and investigation, gap analysis of regulatory guidelines because they are continuously changing. If any pharmacopoeia is changed, immediately you have to change your specification and method of analysis and validations. Incident and deviations. Quality review and risk analysis is the source of your corrective and preventive action. And market complaints and customer feedback, internal and external communication, which leads to a corrective and preventive action. And if you implement corrective and preventive action, you will achieve a continuous improvement through, again I will say, any change is through change control procedure. Then who are working there? Personnels. For personnels, what is important? Their job description and qualifications, their trainings, their competency building, skill development, continuing education, and personnel records in performance appraisal. How you are performing. This is a quality management system. This comes under good manufacturing practices. Then production overview, how the manufacturing is done and what is the level of good manufacturing practices. First, you have a vendor. You will approve that vendor, whether for packing material or raw material. If it is not approved, you cannot procure. Then you will receive the material. Then you will quarantine the material. If it is not tested, you cannot use it. You will do sampling and testing. If it is rejected, you will throw it out. If it is approved, you will keep either on ambient, controlled, or environmental storage. Then what will happen? Based on your production plan, you will get it issued or dispensed. What are the things you have to dispense? Active ingredient, excipient, and packing material. Then these three will go for the drug manufacture of drug substance, drug product, or finished product. You manufacture your product. In between, you are testing intermediates, and ultimately it will be released by QC. Along with your active ingredient, excipients, and packing material, you will be using water and environment. They should also be tested and qualified. After QC, QA will do what? Checking of BMR. I have told in very beginning. Each and every batch records has to be reviewed and completed before release of the batch. And then once QA release is done, you will dispatch or store, and it will go to CNF agent and distributor and in the hands of patients. So see, as you move from top to bottom, the level of good manufacturing practices are going to be more and more and stringent, because you are reaching from a vendor to raw material to finished product to the hands of patients. I can give you one simple example. You have seen when you buy a vaccine or some of the medicine from a pharmacy store, he will take out some ice from the refrigerator, put it in a polythene bag, keep your drug medicine in the bag, and he will ask you to take it directly to doctor or home and keep it in the refrigerator. That means at a pharmacy store or at your home, if you are storing the medicine, it has to follow good manufacturing practices. That is what is good manufacturing practice, that this particular vaccine or the drug has to be stored at 2 to 8 degrees centigrade. That is why he has given you ice cubes from his refrigerator and asked you to go immediately to doctor or home and keep it in the refrigerator. Now let us see what are the various major regulatory authorities worldwide. ISO, International Organization of Standardization. MHRA is a medicine and health product regulatory for the United Kingdom. Health Canada for Canada. USFDA from US. TGA from Australia. CDSCO from India, or you can call it as a DCGI also, Drug Controller General of India. WHO is World Health Organization. Everybody heard the name, who is monitoring, implementing the healthcare system throughout the world. ICH is a International Conference of Harmonization, which provides the harmonized guidelines to be implemented across the world. Anvisa is a Brazil, INVIMA is a Colombia, EMA is a European Union, CIS is a Commonwealth of Independent State Russian countries, PDMA is Japan, GCC is Gulf countries. So these are the various regulatory agencies throughout the world. If you want to sell your medicines in these countries, you have to get the approval from the respective regulatory agencies. Now, what are the guidelines followed? These are the guidelines followed for various systems listed in this column. Quality Manual ISO 9001, SMF TGA PICS, similarly VMP, maybe Annexure 15 and Annexure 18 of EU, Cleaning Validation PICS and ICH Q7A, Area Qualification and Environment as per Annexure 1 EU, ISO 146144, Facility Design as per USFDA and Schedule M, CGMP for Drug Substance and Drug Product, ICH Q7A and CFR, 221 CFR 210 and 211, these are the USFDA guidelines, and WHO GMP. RMPM qualification as per IPBP respective pharmacopoeia. Analytical method validation guideline is ICH Q2R1. Sterility test for injections, Pharm Europa. Computer system validation, 21 CFR Part 11 or Annexure 11 of EU. These are the guidelines to be followed. And the various guidelines are from ICH. ICH is a guideline providing agency. So this is the list of various guidelines provided by ICH for quality of product. There are 14 guidelines for various quality management system or GMP to be followed in pharmaceutical industry. ICH guideline followed. For stability, Q5, these are the examples of various systems. What are the ICH guidelines to be followed? So this is an introduction of good manufacturing practices. I have included almost everything which is happening on that basis. Entire pharmaceutical industry is working. Now, if you want to enter into a pharmaceutical industry, the requirement is you have got your essential qualification. You have to develop the detailed skills on these systems, practices. Then only you can work in the pharmaceutical industry. That is what expected from each and everybody working in pharmaceutical industry. Otherwise, you will be interviewed because they treat BSc, MSc, BPharm, MPharm, BTech, MTech as a essential qualification. All are equal. From any university, any college, with any grade, whether you have secured 55% or 99% from any of the industry or college or any degree, all are equal. until unless you have acquired a set of skills. I will repeat here, it is not expected from the freshers that you know everything about good manufacturing practices. At least you have to acquire 25 to 30% of the entire skill set. Then your interview will happen in a technical manner and you will not be offered 8 to 10,000. Let us take one example. I will take hardly 10 minutes more. For example, along with your degree in the final semester or after final semester, you have spent some time in acquiring the skill set in good manufacturing practices. Then how you will write your CV? Your CV will be the same. Your name, your mail ID, your phone number, your address, and then your educational qualification. And below qualification, you will write additional skills acquired. And you will write whatever you have learned, skill gained, you will write. And then when this CV goes to the hands of HR, he will see that this CV is different. This candidate has acquired additional skills, which are required in my industry. And then he will tell you, he will not ask you the same question, or tell me about yourself or your family background. He will ask you that, wait, my technical person is coming, and he will interview. And technical person will ask certain question based on your skills, and then you will be selected, and then you will not be offered a salary of 8,000 to 10,000 rupees. You will be asked, what are your expectations? And when this question is asked, what are your expectations? You will say that I want to work in a documentation department because I have acquired the skills of documentation. Then he will say, what is your expectation with respect to CTC, cost to company? Since you have identified your role in the organization, you will be able to tell, sir, I would be able to join the company at a cost of 20,000 or 25,000 rupees. And that is a normal salary. So see the difference between you are appearing in interview without having skills and you are appearing in the interview with skills. So with this, I think I have covered almost everything. I would like to thank you people, and I would like to show you a very small video so that you can identify what you are taking to the home. Wait for only 2 minutes video.
सर आपके लिए उस पार कार का
It is visible to everybody and able to get the sound.
सर आपके लिए उस पार कार का इंतजाम किया है सर आइए सर चल चल
चलो तो हिंदुस्तान चले तुम चलो तो हिंदुस्तान चले तुम चलो तो हिंदुस्तान चले तुम चलो तो हिंदुस्तान चले लगाओ पग पे पाँव रखो और चलो पकड़ के चलो, फलक पकड़ के उठो और हवा पकड़ के चलो, फलक पकड़ के उठो और हवा पकड़ के चलो। तुम चलो तो हिंदुस्तान चले, तुम चलो तो हिंदुस्तान चले, हिंदुस्तान चले।
So what message you have got from, what message you have got from this video? Am I audible? Am I audible? Okay. So what message you have got from this video? You have acquired your essential qualification and you are willing to work in a pharmaceutical industry, which is the best industry of the world. What you need? Acquire the skill set of pharmaceutical industry, which is based on good manufacturing practices. And then it is you only have to start acquiring the skill set, and immediately if you start yourself, rest of the world will fall behind you. Rest of the entire world will help you out to build your career. So if you people want to go to the pharma and biopharma organizations, you have to start learning the skills of good manufacturing practices. And some people wants to go into the clinical research field. They have to acquire the skill set of clinical research. That is also a big industry, bigger than the pharmaceutical industry. And last, what I will suggest you all participants, being a part of Pharma Knowledge Center, we are having skill development courses for all these industries: pharmaceutical industry, biopharmaceutical industry, medical coding industry. They are 6-week course, 5 days a week and 2.5 hours a day. And all courses are now available online live classes. And it is a certification course. And if you are a student of Pharma Knowledge Center, we take a guarantee of getting a good placement for you, whatever industry you are looking for. If you are looking for a pharma industry, we will get you placed in a pharmaceutical industry. If you are looking for a clinical research organization, we will get you placed in the clinical research organization or hospitals. If you are looking for a new industry, that is, while it is some problem in your computer because you are not getting the voice. Am I audible now to everybody? Okay. So, if you want to acquire skills with Pharma Knowledge Center, you can contact us on the number which my colleague Nazneen will tell you. Note down, call on that number and inquire about your area of interest and the courses you want to do it. But yes, if you take skill development from Pharma Knowledge Center, we assure you, we guarantee your 100% placement in good companies. Nazneen, you can take up and tell the contact details.
Dear participants, I hope you enjoyed the session. So I am giving my number in chat box, so please write it down. My number is 8160973669. I have already entered in Zoom chat box, right? Please note it down for further communication. I hope I am audible to everyone. And yes, if you have any kind of question regarding this session, please ask.
You can unmute yourself, and if you have any questions, you can ask questions one-to-one. I am here to answer your any questions. Please unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. In the middle of our session, there is one question from the Sukda that explain media field briefly. Because I think because of network disturbance, she was
Okay.
not able to.
Okay, so
hear
she is here, na?
Yeah,
Media
she is
fill is
here,
what? When we manufacture the injections, so there is a complete line of various processes, like making a solution, then filtering it, then filling in the bottles, small bottles, and then capping it, then sealing it, then packing it. So starting from your dispensing of raw material to final product bottles or ampoules, there are small processes. So media fill is what? Ki suppose you are filling the product, you have to validate. The validation of that process is called media fill. So what we do, instead of using our product, we use a medium where microorganisms can grow. So that suppose I have used a media in which a microorganism can grow, and I have used that solution to fill the vials throughout the entire process, and check at the end of the product that my products are not contaminated, because all injections should be sterile. No microorganism should be there. So we use a media in which microorganism can grow, and ensure when I have filled this media, entire process, my process has not taken any of the microorganisms from environment or the manpower working there or the equipments, and that is called media fill validation. Hopefully I am able to clarify your doubts. Sukda, if I am able to clarify your doubts, then give me some reactions on the chat box. Okay, anybody else? You can unmute yourself. You can unmute your camera. You can unmute your microphone, and you are free to ask any questions. Muskan, do you have any question?
No, sir, everything was
Sir?
clear. No,
Payal,
sir, everything was clear.
Payal, what about you? Sukda, what about you?
I think, sir, she is having some internet issue
Okay,
since last 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes.
okay. But she is live here.
Yeah, she is connected, but I don't know.
She is
she's
not able to. She is not able to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give reactions or
Okay, so this is what I wanted to present to you all. Now you people have our mail ID and phone numbers, and my colleague has also given the phone number. You are free anytime to connect with us for any queries in future. We will be able to explain in detail what are the best options are available. And in future, whenever we will be doing the webinars, we will definitely send the invite to you all, so that you can benefit from our future forthcoming webinars also. With that, I
Sir,
would like-
excuse me, sir.
Yes, Muskan, tell me.
I'm very sorry to interrupt, but I had a query. Sir, if you want to go particularly in this field, I mean quality control and quality assurance, specifically this field, so what would be the correct procedure to follow right after the graduation? Is there any possible chance, and if there is, then what should we do? What kind of internships or what platform should we need to approach? Do we need to
Okay.
approach?
Okay, Muskan, there is an option in your college or during your degree that you have to do internship.
Okay.
Correct? Huh?
Okay. Yes, sir.
And you have to do internship in any of the industries. But what is happening in reality, that since we have discussed that everything is very confidential and documentation is there, training is required. So students, when they go for internship, they are not allowed to do anything in the pharmaceutical industry. So that is why during internship, students are not learning anything about the good manufacturing practices. So internship is not useful for students. Now your second question is ki how to go ahead. So I have told you from the beginning and I have given examples. This pharma and biopharma, whatever department, QC, QA, R&D, manufacturing, wherever you want to work, first you have to identify where do you want to work, what is your interest. And accordingly, you acquire the skill set of good manufacturing practices. And I have given the difference of interview process. If you have acquired the skill set and written in your CV, your interview is a technical interview.
Yes, sir.
Because you will write, for example, you are interested in QC. Let us take one example of QC.
Okay.
And you have acquired certain skill set on analytical methods and analytical instruments.
Yes, sir.
And you will be writing that skill which you have acquired in your CV. So when your interview will happen, you will be asked question on your skills which are acquired. Nobody will ask you what you have studied in your B.Pharm, M.Pharm, B.Sc, B.Tech, M.Tech. They will see ki if you have acquired skills, they will ask few questions on them only. And you may or may not be able to answer. You can answer like, sir, I have read it, but I have to recall it. I have to reread it. Or you may give some half-hearted answers. But that is fine. At least they will find you that you have identified your interest and acquired the skills. So you are a fit for the organization. You can be trained on the required skills in the organization.
Okay, sir.
Otherwise, freshers, those who are not having any skills, any idea, and answering, sir, I wanted to work in manufacturing, QC, QA, and R&D, and then the last question they are saying, sir, kuch bhi kar lenge, seekh jayenge. They know that they are the unskilled laborers. That is why they are offering 8,000 to 10,000 rupees a month.
Okay.
And whatever is, they don't decide कि तुमको कहाँ पे क्या काम करवाना है. They just take you as a labor. And जहाँ जगह खाली होता है वहाँ तुमको लगा देते हैं.
Okay.
And वो तुम्हारे इंटरेस्ट का हो या ना हो, और 6 महीने में फ्रस्ट्रेट होके, this is also a data of Government of India that 80% of freshers, those who are joining industry, they come out of the industry after 6 months because they are not given the assignments of their interest.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So the right way, if you are in the final stage of examination or you have completed, so this is the right time. You are in a lockdown period, you identify your interest of working and start taking some certification course in and learning the skills, and then appear in the interviews. And
Sir,
if you
but
Hi. And if you are taking the skill development programs from Pharma Knowledge Center, we have tied up with all companies, whether it is a pharmaceutical, biopharmaceutical, clinical research, medical coding, hospitals, we take guarantee of getting a good job offer for you also immediately after your skill development course. They are not very big course. They are 6-week course, 5 days a week, 2.5 hours a day.
okay, sir. Okay.
So if you want to do some courses, please call on this number which my colleague Nazreen has given you. We will connect you with the right person to guide you better.
Okay, sir, definitely.
And somebody else is also asking. Payal was asking some question.
Thank you, sir.
Payal, do you have any question? Okay. So with this, I would like to thank you all for attending the webinar today and spending valuable time. And I hope you are carrying something from today's, I think 90 minutes, more than 90 minutes webinar. And the rest, you take your own decision. And anytime you are welcome, you can connect with us. And we will definitely guide you and take you to your right pathway. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you again, Muskan and Payal, to be there at the last minutes of our session.
Thank you, ma'am. The session was really very informative.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, sir. We can leave the
Okay.
meeting.
Thank you very much, Muskan and Payal. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. You
Okay.
too, sir.